I keep seeing that you got an increase of 67% in your paycheck. All I remember is when you took over, you took a pay cut. Was it half?
Yes, I did.
And so let's talk about that.
Sure. When I became the mayor, one of the promises I made was I was going to cut my salary in half. And so the total compensation of the mayor before me was $320,000 a year. I cut my salary to $150,000.
And what year was that?
That was 2010.
Okay.
Okay, so he was making, when you add up all his compensation, it was all $320,000 a year. I cut it to $150,000 all in, compensation, salary, and everything. It's just salary, period. Okay, it was all money, one way or the other, and so I cut that $150,000, $160,000 for 7 years. All right. Then in the year 2018, I asked the commission, hey, can you restore a portion of my salary? And the commission approved the restoration of a portion. But I didn't go to 320. I went to 250. So
it was voted on, right, by the commission?
Voted on by the commission. No, I didn't give it to myself. No, I can't give myself a raise. The commission has to say, okay.
But the ads that I'm seeing by your opponent, Debbie,
her opponent,
the opponent said that you got a 67% pay increase.
Well, from my pay cut, okay. And so when you add it all up, I saved the taxpayers over $1 million, which means there's $1 million in salary that I gave up. And she doesn't tell you that. She just says I got a 67, because the way that she works, she won't tell you. She will only give you half a truth and won't tell you the whole truth. Right.
So speaking of the whole truth and nothing but the truth, I saw some ads. I'm not sure who paid for them, but certainly it was a benefit. It was supposed to hurt you, which was that your family was somehow connected to the tragedy of the FIU bridge falling and killing those people and injuring a lot of people. Terrible tragedy for us here in Miami-Dade County. Tell us about your family's lack of involvement in that, and why you think that it was, why it was brought up that your family may have been involved.
Well, it talks about my son Julio, okay, and uses a disparaging word for him, and this is really pretty bad, that the first ads coming out of Debbie Mucarsel-Powell, and I think she paid for them. These are actually from her. Talk about family. And so my son Julio worked for a company called MCM, which they constructed that bridge. But what she doesn't tell you is that my son stopped working for that company 5 years before the bridge collapsed. And so she says that he worked, and then says, oh, it's the same company that had the bridge collapse. And then somehow that kind of gives you the impression that somehow Miami-Dade County was involved in that bridge. Miami-Dade County was never involved in that bridge. That bridge project was FIU and FDOT. The only involvement that Miami-Dade County had was when the bridge collapsed, we went there to save people. That's the only involvement that we had, Miami-Dade County had with that. What's disgusting is that she's using a tragedy for political gain and trying to actually fool people that somehow my family is involved with the bridge collapse of the FIU bridge, that my son was somehow involved in this bridge collapse. Then she talks about my other son, Carlos. Carlos is an attorney and worked for Becker Polyakov as a government relations attorney, working with Miguel Diaz-La Portilla. Their client was the red light camera folks. All right. Now, it's true. He worked for the red light camera folks as a lobbyist, and that is without question, that's true. But what she doesn't tell you is that when the red light camera issue was brought before Miami-Dade County, my administration recommended against it. And in unincorporated Miami-Dade County, there has never been any red light cameras installed. And so she's trying to say there's some kind of corruption, well, actually worked against my son's interests on that. My administration did. All right. So, but somehow this is now, oh my God. And so she is a liar by omission. What she says is factual, but she doesn't tell the whole story. And she's trying to paint a picture which is complete false, totally false. Look, I've been here in this county, living here since, 1960, 60 years. I've had a stellar reputation. I've never been investigated by the FBI. I've never been, investigated by the state attorney for any kind of corruption or dealings. Now, have I had the Commission on Ethics investigated? They investigate? Yeah, because anybody can make a complaint on the Commission of Ethics. I've never been found to have done anything wrong. And so, she's trying to impugn my integrity because she has nothing to run on. It's right away to I'm corrupt, I'm corrupt, I'm corrupt. Hey, look, I've been here for 60 years. The people of Miami-Dade County, I've been their mayor for over 9 years. The people of Miami-Dade County know who I am. They know the integrity that I have. They know the transparency that I have. And so it's not going to work. And then using a tragedy like that for political gain when it's absolutely false, that's disgusting.
Backtrack